Well, hello again, friend and family. So glad you could stop into the old country kitchen again. Now, as you can see, we got some things set out. And the one thing you're staring at now is a 1 pound package of dried black-eyed peas. And that's what we're going to be talking about. But what we'll be talking about will also include beans. You can do this with your beans or your peas. Let me tell you what, if you'll do it one time, you'll never go back, because it's sort of an epiphany of cooking. It will change your life going forward whenever you're cooking up some beans and peas. So as we all know, you have to rehydrate your beans or peas. And what we're going to be cooking up a little bit later is black-eyed peas, of course. That's what you're looking at now. But like I say, this could be used for any bean dish you're cooking up too. From dried beans, that is. But there's two types of methods to get your beans or peas prepared and ready to cook. You probably know them all. If you don't, look on the back of the bag, like we're looking at now. And you're going to see they've got two types. The soak quick method and the overnight soak method. And what we're going to be using today, because I'm running out of time, is I'm going to be using the quick soak method. And what they say, carefully sort and rinse your beans in a large pot. To 1 pound or of beans, about 2 cups, add 6 to 8 cups of hot water. What I do, and you probably do too, pour in the beans that you want to prepare, or your peas, in this case what we're doing now, and you put another inch to 1.5 inches or 2 inches of water above them. Yes, you do. And then what you're going to do is you're going to place that on your stove, bring it to a rapid boil for 2 minutes, remove from the heat, cover, let stand for 1 hour. And then you're going to drain and soak the water and rinse the beans. Yes, you will. The other method is the one I've used many a time, and that's the overnight soak method. Carefully sort and rinse your beans in a large pot. To 1 pound of beans, about 2 cups, which I'll actually say right now, in a 1 pound package of black-eyed peas, which you're looking at now, there's about 3 1/4 cups. Beans will be about 3 cups or more. And then you add 6 to 8 cups of cold water, let stand overnight, or at least 6 to 8 hours. Drain, soak water, rinse beans, and you're ready to cook. But what happened to me many years ago is I got to thinking one night. You know, once they soak up all that water and increase in volume, and something else you need to know is with beans, they increase in volume. It's a 3-to-1 ratio. Yeah, for 1 cup of dried beans, you'll get 3 cups cooked. For 1 cup of dried peas, whether it's black-eyed, purple hull, pink eye, or what have you, you get 2.5. Not as much. So it makes them really a value. It increases the food amount for a little bit of bucks. So yeah, there's that. But what made me think one night, and this is when I had my epiphany, was hey, they're soaking up all that water and plumping up, but the water is flavorless. It's got no taste. So what's good is that? Well, let me show you what that epiphany one night brought me to. And once you know it, and if you'll ever do it, you'll understand. You'll never cook up another pot of beans or peas any different. Because I'm talking about increasing the flavor beyond the bomb. So let me show you now what I do. So the first step I'm going to do is, of course, sort your peas or beans. We're just going to pour us up a cup right here. And we're going to put them on this plate so we can check them out real good. So we got them on the plate, and we can plainly look through them and see if we got any bad ones or any rocks or sticks or what have you. Just take your time, because you don't want to be crunching down on a rock. You're going to find some that are looking a little sad. You know, like this one. If I can turn it around there right, you see? Sort of looks a little brown and mangled. We don't want that. So you're just going to plow through them, pick out the discolored ones, you know. Keep an eye out. Look at this one. Look at that one. Right there. It's rather brown. So we're going to take all them out. And once we got them all sorted out, we don't see anything else that looks bad. What do? We get out a pot. And we pour the 1 cup in. Right there. In our pot. But let's go ahead and get us another cup. Yeah, that's a little bit more than a cup. And we'll check them out. Woo, they're going everywhere. But I can plainly see there's some more that aren't looking too healthy. Like that one right there. Now granted, it'd probably be just fine, but we're going to take them on out. Anything that looks discolored or not so fine. And this is all you do. Sort your beans, folks. Plow through them. If you want to spread them out a little more, put them on a baking dish. You know, one of them sheet pans, if you want to. Of course, there have been times when I've been sort of lax, and I bit into something that was more crunchy than I wanted to. And with modern day technology, it sort of sorts these beans as they go through the processing. The chances of getting something really bad is getting slimmer than it used to be. But just keep looking and searching and picking out the bad. And out of 2 cups of beans, we got a few that look pretty sad. So there we have it. We got our beans in the pot, or our peas in this case, and we're ready to go to the next step. And we still got some left. That was 2 cups, so maybe what the package said was right. Now the next step is simple. We got them in the pot. Now whether you're going to do the quick soak method or the overnight method, we got to cover them up with water. Yes, we do. You know, I prefer about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of water. I found that to be just right. So let me go over to the tap and run some filter water in here. And I've added the water about 1 inch to 1.5 inches above the top of my black-eyed peas. I do the same for beans as well. Now at this point, if I was using the overnight method, I just put a cover on it. You know, you can put plastic wrap, aluminum foil, or lid, and I'd leave them sit overnight. I've done that many a time. But tonight, we're going to be using the quick soak method. But what I'm about to show you can be used in whichever method you choose. And this is where I had the epiphany that came to me one evening. You see, as they're sitting there rehydrating, see, every minute of every hour, they're sitting there, they're soaking up that tasteless, flavorless water. And I thought, well, that's probably not good. Why don't I flavor the water they're soaking up? Now think about this for just 1 second. You see, once they're fully rehydrated at 100%, have you ever thought for a minute how much flavor is going to go in those beans or peas? No. In my mind, my analytical engineering mind, not much. But if I start from the beginning to flavor my soak water, whether I'm doing it with the quick method or the overnight method, wouldn't that be more better? And I thought it would. And from the first night I did it till now evermore, I found that gives me the most flavor enhanced pot of beans and peas. It will just blow your mind. And once you think about it and get it in your mind, you'll understand what I mean. So that's what we're going to do now. Because see, we want that water to have the flavor of the final dish. Well, all except the meat that we'll be putting in it. Yep, I wouldn't suggest putting whatever meat that you might choose for a flavor until later on. Of course, I'll be cooking all this up. So in the next video and episode of Mr. Tom in the Country Kitchen, you'll actually see how I prepare the final dish. And yeah, this is an extra step, but trust me, you'll be glad you did. So what we're going to be adding right here is a half a teaspoon of good old garlic powder right to that soak water. Woo! We all love garlic, don't we? Yes, we do. And then we're going to be using some chopped onion. You know it. Right to that water to give it that oniony flavor. You know, life is better with onion. And we're going to be using 1 teaspoon of chopped dehydrated onion. Woo! That's going to add some robust flavor. Next up, what goes better with peas? Thyme leaves. Oh yes it does. And we're going to be sticking in a half a teaspoon of good old thyme leaves right here. Woo, the smell of them just makes my heart sing. There we go. Now, this may not be for you, but it is for me. I'm going to be adding a little bit of cayenne pepper to spice them on up. But I'm not going to go wild here. I'm just going to use teaspoon, not tablespoon. Woo! That would get us going on. And of course, a little pure ground black pepper. Not much. About a 1/4 teaspoon. Right there. Now you might wonder, what's next? Well, we're going to be going with a little flavor enhancer. You know all what it is. It's salt. Just give her a few sprinkles. It'll be just fine. And then we got to mix her up. Get out the old spoon. And we're going to give it a good mix. Woo! All that flavor. Seasoning that soak water. You see what I mean? Have you ever thought of this? Oh yeah. And then what we're going to do Because at this point, if we wanted to soak them overnight, we just cover this up. Yeah, it'd be so simple. We just place a lid on the pot and let her sit overnight. But for tonight, since I'm getting hungry and I gotta cook something to eat, I'm gonna be using the quick soak method. And that's where I'm gonna cook them up. I'm gonna bring this to a boil, a rolling boil. I'm gonna let them boil for a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna shut the heat off. I'm gonna let them stand for a couple of hours, and then I'm gonna continue on. Now, hey, I wish I could show you that process right now, but you won't see the finished product till the next episode of Mr. Tom. So hey, have you ever thought about this? And have you ever realized you're not including the most flavor that you're going to savor in that next pot of beans or peas? Let me know in the comment below the videos. And hey, till little Gracie, the princess of the house, the kitty crew, you know them all. Cleo, Spooky, Speedy, sometimes Heathcliff, and Fluffy Muffin too. See y'all in that next video. Well, y'all take care. Stay safe out there. And may God bless you all as you bless those in your lives. Goodbye for now. Ooh, just the smell of these, even right now, is simply amazing. I wonder if people only knew how to maximize the flavor of their beans or peas. Later, all.